it's the plant practitioner, and I wanted to just show you some things. This is my plant room, and I want to show you some things that are handy to have in your plant room. I think they're a great idea. They're stuff that I always have to work on my plants. I'm always doing something, whether it's you know, fertilizing, watering, repotting, taking off diseased leaves, treating pests, whatever it is. I'm always doing something to care in the plant room. There's just always so much work to do. So I wanted to show you guys a few things that I always have on hand. This is quite messy right now. I did not organize it for you guys, but I probably should have. But I'm just going to go ahead and go straight into it. Let's go first with the plant tape. So this is One Wrap Garden Ties Velcro. These are super easy to use. You just cut them. I use it for moss poles a lot, or if I'm like trying to stake up the plant. Let me see if I can find something real quick for you. That's an example you can see here. The next thing that I'm going to show you, coming on back here, is, oh, well, you see these. I'm not the biggest fan of these, but these are little, like, they basically hold if you're trying to propagate something or place a node closer to the dirt, especially if you have balding areas. You can see here I have that. Sometimes they don't work the best, especially if you got another area of the stem that's kind of sticking up. But if you have several of them and it's kind of just laying there and you want to pin it down a little bit more, that might help with growth. So that's that. This is kind of more in the way of fertilizer, but I always like having liquid dirt. So I put this in here. I have all kinds of fertilizers, but that's a big one. You can see a whole supply of tape down there as well. I always usually will have some kind of orchid plant food mist, because I use this on Hoyas as well. I always have some kind of cutting, usually scissors, but my scissors are in the bathroom right now, but I always have some kind of cutting tool. Excuse me. And I have a knife, you see here, a blade, to be able to cut off diseased areas. And you got to have your good old alcohol pads. I think it's always important to clean off your blades. I probably should put this all the way down here. What else do I have? I always have plant labels. I have all sorts of sizes. You can see the size that I really like a lot of times is, I like these a lot. I usually will have some kind of, and I don't know if I can find it here, but I'll have some kind of plant marker that can write on tabs. I like using the reusable ones that you can wipe off after a while with alcohol, because then if you use the permanent, then it doesn't seem, obviously you can't wipe it off and you can't reuse it. Let's see what else I have in here. Always have gloves. I have plastic gloves that I use a lot of times when I'm messing with the dirt, and I think that's important to have. I've got some gauze pads that just to wipe off things as needed. Always have some plastic sacks just to be able to, you know, trim up stuff that needs to be trimmed up. I have plant labels in here. You can see here, it says they're disposable multi-purpose labels. So there's that. These aren't in here, but I do use these quite a bit, and I've been digging in dirt, so my hands are going to be super dirty, but these are great. I love these. I can't remember the name of these, but what you do, let me show you actually here. If you have, they have a sticky back, and then you can put them on there, and if you have a vining plant, all you do is you just kind of put it right there, and it can hold the plant up, so it's really cool, and then you just do that. If you try to take them off, like this is one that I had used before, it doesn't stick the best, but I use it. I'll show you here. I have a mini Monstera that some of them did restick. These are ones that did not, and you got to remember the humidity factor. So, but you can see here, sorry, it's not really focusing too much, but nope, kind of get out here because it's not one to focus, but you can kind of see this is where it is right here. And then let's go over a little bit more here and see what else we've got in the plant. I have zip ties for moss poles when I do those. I always have some kind of stake of some sort. I like using even like chopsticks a lot of times. I use my hand to go around to, hence the reason why my hands are so dirty right now. But I like keeping orchid sticks and all kinds of sticks just to kind of stake stuff up as needed. Here's another, I forgot to tell you, another kind of plant tag. I don't like these the best because sometimes, especially if they're outside, the writing, you almost have to put the permanent because the writing won't stay on there. I've always got like some Kiki paste somewhere in here. This is something along those lines. I don't use these a ton, but these are houseplant little fertilizer sticks, and they're great. Another thing in here too, let me show you here. These are the fungus gnat traps. Of course, you need to remember that you can't just treat with these. You have to have the mosquito bits or something else to treat in addition with it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need or have or use. This is kind of a funny thing, but I do use pickup sticks sometimes to remind myself of what's been repotted. I'm still working out a system with that. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to pick a color and then I'm going to take pictures of all the plants. I like having documentation on my plants, like what I've done, what I'm working on with them. And so those are kind of maybe a way for me to remember, hey, I've already taken a picture of this. But yeah, that is just, and I always have some rags somewhere in the facility. We'll say this is my house. But I just wanted to show you guys this. I think that this is important to have some kind of something to organize your plant stuff. Now, of course, this is terribly unorganized right now, but I also like to mix in some plants in there, and I usually put a cup so it doesn't drip, because it will, and that's always fun. It usually, it's just, you know, you can get these from Walmart, you can get them from Amazon. They're usually under 10 bucks. So it's just a really super easy thing to have. Back here, you can't really see it, but I have like a fabric one. I don't like the fabric ones because you can't really see behind them, or can't see through them because of the mesh. But I do like the clear plastic ones because also if they get dirty, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I wanted to take you guys along and show you a little bit about some plant items that I use. I have lots more, but these are just a few that I highly recommend.